Welcome to the France 24 Observers, the show that's based on our network of ordinary people who are our eyes and ears around the world. We begin today in Qatar. Now, the Emirate is hosting football's World Cup in 2022, but it has a poor track record when it comes to filling stadiums. Turnout was disappointing for the Asian Cup 3 years ago, and the Qataris are anxious to show the world they can fill the stands. Our observer says he has been paid to show up at matches.
I came to Qatar as a nurse. I applied for jobs everywhere, but I've had no luck, so I have nothing to do. I'm just waiting. What happens is someone shows up. He might be from Cameroon or Nigeria, or maybe an Algerian or Tunisian. They put us on a bus with 50 or 60 seats and take us to the stadium. After the match, they give us 20 or 30 Qatari riyals. That's 4 to 6 euros. If you see a black man at a football match in Qatar and he says he's not being paid, he's a liar. I'm mostly talking about black Africans, but there are Asian migrants who do it too, people from Bangladesh or the Philippines, for instance. At half-time, they give us food, usually chicken and rice. We eat and then go back to watch the second half. It's cold at this time of year, so they give us paper smocks to keep warm. Personally, I think it's no accident that they happen to be yellow, the colour of the Qatari team we're supposed to be supporting. It's a way of making the stadium look good. I don't know for sure, but I think the clubs have something to do with all this. They want the whole world to see that Qataris love football and they're capable of organising the 2022 World Cup. For people like me, it's humiliating. You're supposed to go to a match because you want to support your team, not because you need a few riyals to get something to eat.
An official at one club in Qatar told us they do provide buses and even lunch for loyal fans. He denied making any payments. We stand by our observer's account, though we don't know who might be making the payments. Now to Turkey, which has taken in hundreds of thousands of refugees from the war in neighbouring Syria. Among them are 2 engineers who are pouring their heart and their money into a project they hope can save lives. They call it Tena.
We had the idea for this robot when we were still in Aleppo. We wanted to find a way to help save people who were hit by sniper fire, and also the people who go down to help them.
Allahu Akbar.
Bilal and I did the first sketches soon after we arrived in Turkey. We asked the Turkish authorities for clearance before going ahead with the project. We assured them we wouldn't produce anything equipped with a weapon. We didn't have any money saved, so we worked and put some money aside. The first devices we made were very simple, things like microcontrollers. We even bought a remote-controlled car to do some simulations. At this point, we've completed construction of the 2 mechanical arms for the robot. All we need now is a bulldozer to attach them to. We'll also install a stretcher inside the bulldozer to protect the victim. We asked some of the groups fighting in Syria to help us, but the only ones who responded said they were interested in a military version of the robot. We refused, of course. Saving one person just so another can be killed doesn't make any sense for us. Our project is for peaceful purposes. We also contacted international NGOs, but they weren't interested in financing our project. This kind of technology makes them nervous. Despite all these difficulties and a complete lack of financial support, we're determined to continue because we're so close to success. We hope donations will finally come in on our site, robotina.org, so we can buy a bulldozer.
Now for our weekly roundup of other stories and images sent in by our observers. First up, the Democratic Republic of Congo, the eastern city of Goma, near the borders with Rwanda and Burundi. It's a region that has known decades of civil war, genocide and fighting between armed groups. That is what prompted a local arts collective to hold a festival called Vijana Kokoriko, or Young People Wake Up. They gathered 20 young artists from Congo, Rwanda and Burundi to spend 3 weeks creating art together. Our observer Wasi Kambale helped organize the festival. He says the aim was to show young people that peace is possible. Now to Syria, the city of Al-Bab in the north, which was taken over earlier this year by ISIS, the most ruthless and radical of the jihadist groups fighting in the civil war. Abu Bakr, one of our observers in the region, says they are using graffiti to spread their message. They started with verses from the Quran, but have now added pictures, denouncing, for instance, the wearing of amulets, which they see as un-Islamic, or promoting their brand of holy war. Abu Bakr says it could also be an attempt to win Syrians' hearts and minds at a time when ISIS is fighting other Islamist groups for supremacy. Our last stop today is South Korea and the phenomenon of mukbang. It means eating broadcast, and what its followers do is broadcast themselves on YouTube, eating huge meals and giving a running commentary. Sociologists see it as a product of increasing isolation in Korean society, with more people living alone, not as a family. But the stars of mukbang are finding friends online. The most popular have so many followers they make a living from their hobby. That's it for this week. As always, you can find more reports from our observers on our website, on our Facebook and Twitter pages, and on our apps for mobiles. See you next time.